I got Mikey P here. He is useless for just about anything besides eating Burger King. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, made a bit of a change up here. So those of you who know the 4L80, unlike me, I don't know anything about the 4L80 really. TRANSGO makes this HD2 kit. It's a modification kit for the valve body. Basically, it's a ghetto dual feed kit for the direct drive clutches. So you get slippage issues when you get up into power bands. So you get this HD2 kit. What this does is it dual feeds your direct drive clutches through the valve body. So you don't need to take the transmission apart, which is good because I'm lazy. I don't want to do any of that. So we got this instead of getting a full manual valve body, and then we opted for the Holley Terminator X Max, which is going to be about $300 more expensive, but it will give us full electronic control over the transmission. And we're going to have a couple things we're going to do here. They have increased pump pressure, then they have the plate right here, which is going to be sandwiched between the other two plates. It's like a triple plate design. Some people say they're prone to leaking. You can see the triple plates. We got 3 plates sandwiched together. What it does is there's extra holes that you have to drill in your stock valve body, and they give you like a little template. So this guy sits somewhere in here like that, I believe, or whatever. Sits there. Then you got to drill your holes out the desired size and all that. You can make your 4L80 hold up a lot better with this kit, and then we'll have full electronic control over it, which is cool because it saves us money on a shifter. We'll just grab a shifter out of like a Trailblazer or something like that, one of the console mounted shifters. We don't need to shift gears then, which is sweet. We're not going to use this whole kit, probably just going to use the valve body plate. We're going to put this in the pump. We're gonna replace the accumulator gasket. We gotta do that anyways. We'll put these in the valve body. I don't really know what they do, to be honest. And then we're gonna drill the holes to whatever the race settings are. This is, these are springs for the direct clutch. You replace them in the clutch pack when you have the transmission part. We won't be doing that. These are the second, third accumulator springs. We'll be putting those in. And yeah, so this was $110, I wanna say, plus the $300. So it saved us about $90 by buying the Terminator X and buying this TRANSGO kit, and it's going to give us a better overall performance for less.
Got the valve body out, got it out on the bench, and started some work to it already. We're actually following instructions this time, surprisingly.
Part number right here. Now what this kit does is it's kind of a runaround way to dual feed the direct drive clutches. That's the weak point of your 4L80 transmission. What it does is it provides fluid right through here, provides extra fluid for the direct drive clutches. This makes your 4L80 good for about 750 horse. They claim 900, no way. I would never put a stock 4L80 up to that task, but I guess we're gonna find out. Anyways, this is kind of a, I would call it ghetto modification, because it uses a triple layered separator plate without a gasket. So there's no gasket here between these 3. So you can technically get fluid leakage, but people use them with success. We're gonna use them. It's gonna save us a bunch of money. Now that we went with the Terminator Max and we're going electronic control, this will make our transmission hold up to the test.
So according to the instructions, it says to use both the large and small blue spring for an upgraded shift. But right here it says for even firmer shifts, use the inner blue spring by itself. I think we're gonna go as firm as we can.
We need to put all these springs in together. It's got a extra boost valve in it to bump up the pressure. We didn't have anything to hold it because there's a snap ring that holds it all together in there. So we improvised.
Got a transmission jack all the way on the floor, big old socket, and an extension. The HD2 kit is all installed. Good tech tip, if you have the memory capacity of less than a goldfish like me, use a paint marker. That way you know that you torque down every single bolt here and you didn't miss any. Like me, like that one right there. I missed that one. So it's a good time to double check everything before you close it all up. We got a set of ARP bolts for the flex plate to the torque converter here. They ended up being the same cost as the factory set. What were they, 15 bucks?
$15.
Yeah, $15 for either OEM ones or you could get the ARP set. So I would say let's go with the ARP set. We got the transmission pan all tightened up, back together. The 4L80 HD2 kit is complete. Next up is the drive shaft. So we have to measure it. It's obviously a little too long for us.
That's what she said.
This is the original drive shaft from the original owner in his build. The yoke is going to be different, so we're obviously going to have to switch that out.
All right, the way you measure for a drive shaft here is you want to try to get about 70 to 80% of your yoke into the tail shaft. I'm going to measure to here and figure out I need to get this to go back about, let's see, 2.5 to 3 inches in order for 80% of this to be inside the tail housing.
That's what she said!
So if we look, 2.5 inches will give me 80% inside the tail housing. That's what we're gonna do.
Measured up and custom drive shaft was made by a local shop.
Speed shop.
Bolted up to the rear end. We're ready to roll.
We've had a few questions about how the rear end is set up in this RX-7. So what we have here is a triangulated 4-link setup. So as you can see, the upper bar is shorter than the lower bar. Now the lower bar is going to run parallel with the vehicle. As you can see, he welded in some tabs, and then there's spacers that hold the heim joints on. And then the upper bar in a triangulated system is going to run at about a 25-degree angle out towards the outside of the vehicle, and this keeps the rear end centered. And he did the same thing up here, welded some tabs on. Now, I would have done a few things different. Now, your top bar should be about 70% of the length of your lower bar, and this is to reduce axle wrap, and we're probably about 50% here. So I would have done a little bit longer of a top bar, but you are limited by space. And you can see, same thing on the other side. You have your tabs welded to the body, back to the rear end. Now they have these weld-on joints that weld into the end of tube stock, and then they're threaded for your heim joints. It's fairly simple to do, but I would have done it just a little bit different, but I'm okay with it. I think it'll be fine for what we're doing, and if we run into an issue, we can always cut it out and fix it.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to our video channel here. Leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear back from you, and like the video if you liked it. And we'll see you on the next one.